welcome again
Hi.
to Talking Small Press Comics with Steve Keeter and me, Larned Justin. So we've been off for a couple of weeks. Steve was out of town, and so I think you had a little vacation, didn't you, Steve?
I had a big vacation. I
You
was
had a
over
big
in
vacation.
Seattle for a
Oh,
week.
yes, yeah.
Had
I
a
saw
blast.
some of the pictures from there. Beautiful.
If you check out my Facebook, it's not Steve Keeter, it's Stephen Keeter, Stephen.
I have
But
it.
if you check it out, there's a lot of pictures of that. That was
Yeah,
a great vacation.
yeah, looked like it.
Nice to get away once in a while. Also, I'm in a new environment now. Now I'm back. You may remember I was in the process of moving before. It took forever. Not only did I have to move myself, but I had to move one of my roommates because he procrastinated until like 2 days before the lease expired on the apartment. So I had to get him out of there.
Mm.
And so I've been a couple of weeks really busy and mostly having fun except for the moving part. But now we're settled in. It's a new place. And Lorna and I were just talking about the light behind me. I need to put some curtains up there.
Curtains, yeah.
Because if I'm back like this, everything is orange and yellow and looks radioactive. So something has to block that light behind me. But we're working this out. And here we go.
We're going to turn your apartment into a studio. I don't know where you're going to sleep or anything like that, but it'll be a nice studio.
It's almost a studio apartment because I bought a little refrigerator.
Oh.
$71 at Kmart, or not Kmart, Walmart. The same thing essentially, right? But it holds a lot, So I got a little refrigerator in here and a little microwave in here.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I don't even have to leave the room.
Really? Yeah.
And I got all my comics and stuff here. I think that's what we're here to talk about.
Isn't it? Yeah. I was thinking the first one we might look at is this one, which is Jim Grimm's Funny Book. And this is a mini comic.
Jim's Funny Book.
Yeah, mini comic. And he did this with Alan Sissom. Apparently, they must have both kind of worked on it together.
Yeah, I think that's their first real collaboration. And a mini comic. Jim hasn't done a mini comic in years, I think. So this is pretty cool.
But this has got, this is 20 pages. For a mini comic, that's nice. 20 pages and all kinds of different cartoonists. You got Alan Sissom himself, and then Brian Leonard, Cal Crum, Alan Groening, Brian Leonard again, Simon Mackey, Clark Dismeyer, and
Larned Justin's in here.
Oh, yeah.
Right here.
There he is.
Larned Justin. New orders for 2021. Sailor, swab the deck, then swab your nose. Oh, swab the deck and swab your nose.
There you go. That's what's happening today.
Yeah, that's it.
Everywhere. Brian Wayne Powell, that was one I forgot to mention. He's in here too.
Yeah. Kel Crum is in here.
They're all basically one-page gags.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty good. I mean, they're all funny. I mean, it's great. Come on, need a little enjoyment. This is a great little book. It's only $2 from Jim Main.
That's the back cover. Steve
Shipley. That one's I really like that one. Yeah. If you can't read what he's saying here is, hey, honey, I can't find my keys.
Right. She's standing down below.
It's really tough when you have a rocket ship in your front to take off in. And
if you don't have the keys, you're not going anywhere. If you don't have the
keys, you're not going anywhere. Cal Crum is in here. Yeah.
His artwork is not as elaborate, but it's I like this. I'll trade your nose for my eyeballs. Or was it the other way around?
Yeah.
I'll trade my nose for your eyeballs. You got Little Orphan Annie and it looks like one of Kel's characters there. And,
yeah.
So trying to get the light just right. Okay, the lamp is here, so that's stuff that we're going to adjust. We're going to get this fixed by next time. But at least so far, this video isn't freezing up like last time. We had all those technical problems. Hopefully, we won't have these kind of problems.
Yeah, and this is kind of cool on the back cover by Brad Foster, the back inside cover right here.
Yeah.
Right here. That's kind of a neat illustration there.
Yeah, this rocket ship.
Yeah.
The crew of Salvage One congratulates some rich guys following us into space.
Mm-hmm.
I also like at the very beginning a conversation between the two publishers.
Yeah.
And if I hold it back like this, I guess you can see it better. Okay, I'm trying to work on the light, but that's drawn by Alan Sissom. And Alan Sissom is a great sort of a cartoony. He has a great cartoony style.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I don't think he realizes just how good he is. But this is pretty funny. This interaction between himself and Jim Main.
And Jim, yeah.
They're talking about publishing this book. In the last panel, Jim Main says, "I wonder if it's too late to ask Keeter or Larry Johnson to co-publish this mini comic." Alan's on there.
Maybe he didn't want to be associated with it.
Alan says, "Hey, everybody, buy my books." So Alan takes over, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you can't go wrong. $2.
Yeah, it says $2. That's probably postpaid. If I know Jim,
I'm sure it is. But yeah.
That's a good mini comic, and you get what was it? Did you say it was 20 pages or so? 22 pages. Yeah, so that's a good buy for a mini comic if you're into buying comics. And I know some of you are.
Yeah.
So
next up, we got another mini comic. And this one's Counting the Days, hologram. Chapter 2, Is This Real?
Everything's on the floor here. I haven't got this apartment. I haven't got this room worked out. I got stuff spread out all over the floor. In the other apartment, I had like tables beside me, but I haven't worked this out yet. It's a work in progress still.
Mm-hmm.
I got this one also.
Okay. And
Tom Fellrath.
Yeah. Tom Fellrath. And we did review the first issue. This is the second one.
Uh-huh.
And the story continues. He does each page telling you the date and how many days ago it was.
There's the first and second issues there.
Yeah, I don't have my first issue handy, but yeah.
Yeah.
So the story continues. Mm-hmm. He's a hologram. The main character is a hologram. A hologram. How do you say that?
Hologram.
Hologram. Holy mackerel.
You can say it however you want. I say Florida, but some people say Florida.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I'm from North Carolina, and that's how we talk there. Like this. We say Florida, by golly.
Well, I'm from Missouri, but you have to say Missouri.
Missouri. Oh, is that what they say there?
Missouri? Oh, yeah, Missouri. Yeah. Yep.
I've heard that before. I always wondered about that. But, okay, what's interesting, and I didn't realize it, and we're going to talk about this one in a minute, too, okay? This is
that's coming up next, but let's finish.
Awesome reprint comic from Tom Fellrath. But this one has an old story of hologram in it.
Okay.
And apparently, this new series is a sequel to the story that was published back in the 1980s, like 88. So he's reintroducing the character, and in the first issue, the guy has a laboratory accident or something of the sort, and becomes a living hologram.
Yeah.
And he can pass through walls, pass through furniture, and
now this is 8 pages, and I can't find a price on it anywhere. So I don't know what Tom charges for this. I have no idea. I've looked, but I don't see it. So
are you hearing a lot of little bells going off?
No.
Okay, it sounds like my tablet is updating. If you hear this, folks, just try to ignore it. It should stop eventually.
Yeah, I don't hear it, but
Okay, if you don't hear it, then maybe it's not going across. But I'm hearing all these bing,
yeah.
bing, bing, bing. You ever know if you have a tablet and you turn it off and you cut it
Mhm.
back on 2 weeks later, it does all this updating. Bing, 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 bing. That's what I'm hearing. But that's okay. I can hear Larned. You can hear me, and we got comics.
I
So
think
and
we're
it,
all
it
right.
stopped. It just stopped, so it's okay.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah, I'll take a look at this because okay, the art is by William Henry Cadell, and the story is by Tom Fellrath. Tom is a good writer and has proven this many, many times. As we discussed, he back in the '80s when I first got to know Tom, he was publishing Heroic,
Hmm.
and there were hero comics, unashamed, unabashedly superhero comics, and he wrote a lot of great scripts. So Tom is a very good writer. And that now what he's doing with this edition of Hologram, it's I think like 12 issues that are published like once a month and leading up to an issue that's going to have all of the mini comics published in one book. And that's going to be that'll be 12, well, about 10 more months from now. But one book a month until we culminate in the one volume that has the entire story. So.
Well, we'll have his information down in the description in case you want to get this or get the first two, catch up with the story.
And the artist, William Cadell, he does some interesting shading effects on this, showing Hologram as he phases in and out.
In many places you can see through him,
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. He's sitting in a chair here, and you can see through him.
Yeah. Okay, now Tom has another book, which we're doing today. Steve showed you there, and that is Heroic Heroes of the Past.
This is a big one, folks.
Yeah, this is.
Look at the binding.
Yeah.
It's a thick book. It's like 80-some pages, I think.
86 pages.
86? 88? With a back cover by Anthony Gray.
Here's the back cover.
And we love Anthony's work. We all Anthony. He appears in here. He's drawing some of the characters, but this is a guy who was a great artist back in the '80s, and he has developed into an amazing artist even now. And he does paintings and all kinds of stuff. The front cover. Who does the front cover? Is that Matt Kanarakis? Let's find out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Matt Kanarakis. That's another guy who we haven't heard much from in a long time. But he was sort of a partner to Tom. They did a lot of stuff together. Tom would write the scripts and Matt would do the art, or Matt would do the inking or the lettering, and you'll see some of that in this book.
Look at this from Scott Mcclung. If I can hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
and Scott Mcclung does more you see some of Scott McClung's artwork. He did work for me just recently. He drew the last issue of Sunwing. Sunwing #5. That was Scott Mcclung. He's one of my favorite artists, favorite small press artists, or favorite superhero artists.
Yeah.
Favorite artist, period.
Yeah, great. Really good.
So some of his early work is in here. Look at this Donald Tinney. Look at this gorgeous cover. It's a hero called, I think, The Patriot. Who appears in this particular issue. This is all reprints. Yeah. But it's all great reprints.
Well, the thing is, what's so interesting is these heroic stories are from when Tom was in high school. These were done when he was in high school, which I was thinking back when I was in high school, I could draw cartoons. Never thought anything about doing a comic book. I didn't even know that was possible. But here he hires artists and he gets them to draw his stories back when he was in high school. I think that's amazing. And that's what this is.
Some of the original scripts are in here too. He puts the original scripts
that he wrote.
That he wrote. And you can see that in several places. There's this character.
And
there's all these different heroes.
You look at a kid in high school drawing like that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What we got here, you remember Donald Tinney did I showed you that full color inside front cover. There's an unfinished strip in here with the Patriot. There's a finished strip of the Patriot also that Donald Tinney drew, but this is an unfinished strip, and it's inked by Brian Waters. I remember Brian Waters because he did work for Chuck Robinson back in the early 1970s. This is an unfinished strip, and instead of finishing the strip, Tom decided to publish it.
That's the way it was.
It's original with the pencils and the inks, the partial inks and the pencils and everything, and it's gorgeous. It's really nice. Brian Waters really adds a nice.
There's another really good work. Mcclung that's in here.
Yeah, that's a famous cover. I think I have the original comic somewhere over here.
Yeah.
What
I can't hold it straight. There we go. There we go. Anyway, that's cool, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's the Rocketeer by Scott Mcclung. Here's a story that's drawn by Scott Mcclung. That's the same issue.
Look at that. That was published in 1988 originally.
Yeah, and that issue features a story of the Accelerator. I just like this page because she's naked. But anyway,
that's great.
No, really, she's a superhero. She's a a speedster. I guess Tom's version of the Flash.
Ah, I see.
Tom was doing female superheroes back when it wasn't fashionable to do female superheroes. Now, and, yeah, but with Scott Mcclung art, you can't beat that.
Yep.
Somewhere I saw.
Now in here is you were talking about the hologram story, and it is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get it on the screen, but it's right here.
Yeah, written by Tom, penciled by Scott Mcclung, and inked and lettered by Tim Corrigan.
Right, that's what I was going to say. And you can spot Tim's inking anywhere.
Yeah, his style is
yeah, you can tell his inking.
You can tell it's Tim. He was an excellent inker, excellent artist. We talked about Tim before. We really missed the guy.
Yeah. Here's one by Trzynski, one of Tim's friends from high school.
Yeah, that's his friend. I'm not real familiar with this guy. David, I had to look on the front of the contents page. David Trzynski.
Trzynski, and look at the, from high school days.
Yeah. Well, that was cool, too. That just jumps right out of the panel.
It does, really. So there's a lot of neat stuff in here. There's,
that's the origin of Laserdisc. Interesting story by Tom, because Laserdisc is actually a character called Mr. Liberty. Mr. Liberty. And as the story begins, Mr. Liberty is in jail because he's a vigilante. And in real life, what would really happen with a vigilante is they'd end up in jail because they're bypassing the law. And so he ends up in jail. And he gets fed up because it's the second time he's been in jail, and he decides he's not going to be in jail anymore. So he quits being Mr. Liberty. But he ends up being another character, another superhero, because there's the guy who was that professor-looking dude who jumped out of the screen in the first panel seems to have invented some devices that give you flight and other powers. It's an interesting story because
here's something interesting, too. The back cover is The Patriot by none other than Dale Martin.
Dale Martin.
Yeah.
But in a rare kind of a realistic,
he normally does humor. He does, if you're familiar with the Watusi comics, The Talking Dog, that's mainly what he does. But I've never seen him do this kind of thing. But there it is.
He's really good at it. Just goes to show,
Yeah.
He's a multifaceted guy. He can do all kinds of stuff, but that's really good work. Beautiful color.
Check out President Reagan from the back side view, and you can still tell it's President Reagan. That's amazing.
It's Reagan. I don't know if I don't know who that is with him.
I don't know who that is with him, but I know that's Reagan.
Yeah.
Pretty
That
neat.
is definitely Reagan.
Yeah.
And the Patriot.
Here's the thing, though. Once again, Tom, there's no price anywhere in here. Huh? That's
Uh-oh.
okay.
I have to figure this out because this is a UFO publication, and I'm working on the newest UFO newsletter right now as the chairman,
Yeah.
and so I've got to come up with a price because I have to put it in the checklist.
I don't know. We'll put his information in the description. You can email him and ask him the price. But I don't know. I don't think it's free.
Seems like he must have told me somewhere along the line.
I've looked and looked. I can't see it in here, but I just don't believe it's in here. But it should be.
It seems like he told me. I'm trying to remember. It might be around $10. It might be around $10, but it's worth.
It says the first printing is 50 copies. It does say that. So, they're probably going. He's probably sent out quite a few already. So.
Yeah, well, he said it's his first UFO United Fanzine Organization publication since the late 1980s.
Wow!
So he's been gone a while, but he started when he was young, so he's still pretty young, especially compared to this old geezer. And and he's got a lot more publishing. There's a lot more to come from Tom, I'm sure. And it's great to have him back. It's great to have him back publishing. We've missed the guy, and looking forward to seeing what else he comes up. And he published these because I believe he's planning to revive most or all of these characters.
That's
what I'm thinking. Stories in the works. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the springboard for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And that's Heroic Heroes Past, issue number 1.
And it's amazing that all that was done while he was in high school. That just blows my mind.
I'm still leafing through it. I'm trying to find something funny. Somewhere in here there's a joke. It's got, I don't know, it's in here somewhere, but it's two people talking, and somebody says, "Did you see Tim Corrigan in that movie Tootsie?" And the guy beside him says, "Yeah, but I didn't like it when he started dressing up like a girl." Did you ever see Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, many times.
Well, it was an in joke, and I cracked. I remember when this first came out. The story first came out. It might have been in The Light. Here, he's got this character, The Light, but I thought it was a really funny line, and it's reprinted in here somewhere. But it's such a big book. 80s, you got to look through 80-some pages to find it.
Yeah,
if you buy the whole book and read it, you'll find it. And I know Tim Corrigan cracked up when he read that.
So that's basically, we had 3 comics this time. We'd sure like to have more to review.
Yeah, definitely. So send us your books, folks, and send copies to Larned. If you're in the UFO, and if you're in the UFO, you have to send members of the UFO. We have to send each other our books. But if you're sending me one, send one to Larned if you want to see your book reviewed.
Now, what I will do is, I'm not here to get free comics. If you put a little note in there, you want me to return it, after we review it, I will return it to you. So you can't go wrong.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. So anybody out there, even if you're not in the UFO looking at this and you do comics, if you'd like us to review it, and maybe you wouldn't, I don't know, but if you would like us to review it, you put a little note, I'll send it back to you. Otherwise, I will keep it.
There you go. You can't lose.
No, you can't lose on that. You lose your postage for mailing it to me. That's about it.
I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, that's all we got this time. Hopefully, we'll get some more next time. And Steve's studio will be finished next time we do this.
Yeah, curtains.
Exotic lighting and everything in there. It's going to be great. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it. So.
All right, we are leaving. We'll see you next time.
Probably within a couple of weeks. It's usually happen like every 2 weeks if we can work
Yeah,
it
it's
out.
been kind of like that. I do it every week, but Steve is too busy, so he can't do it. I don't do anything. So Steve's the guy.
Yeah. I have to publish. I got to publish this new UFO newsletter. I've been on vacation. I got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but within 2 weeks.
Okay, we'll see you folks on anywhere.
I like this one.
Elon, never mind.